Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I too want to extend my condolences to the family and all those who were injured in this very tragic happening. General Graham, I'll start with you. Last week, the Corps announced it would reprogram appropriated dollars specific to other Corps projects towards the efforts at Baltimore Harbor. It's our understanding these funds were appropriated in fiscal year 2020 or earlier and have been determined to be more than what's needed for those authorized projects. Is that an accurate portrayal? Is that correct?
That's accurate.
So this has created a bit of confusion among members and even the committee here. Back home, for example, we've got the Wilmington district has seen several projects whose funds have been repurposed, notably Wilmington Harbor, Morehead City Harbor, and New River Inlet all had hundreds of thousands of dollars redirected from their maintenance accounts. Can you provide the committee with the amount of reprogrammed dollars, a list of the projects you are reprogramming those funds from, and which districts those projects are in?
Absolutely.
Because we would greatly appreciate those answers as quickly as possible. And then the question everybody's got on their mind is how much money is sitting out there that is in an account that was appropriated in 2020 or earlier that has been left unused. I'd like to know the answer to that question too. And then following up, does the Corps plan to use Section 101A8 authority again in the future? And if so, are there any limitations to the number of times the Corps can utilize that authority within a specific time frame?
Rouzer, probably we will have to use the emergency reprogramming authority again. As I stated in my opening statement, we have not used that authority at this scale for 15 years. And we understand that Congress puts specific amounts of money on specific projects and you intend it to be used for those projects. In these instances, as stated earlier, most of these funds were the result of bid savings. They were the result of we held on to additional money to settle claims with contractors. And so it's relatively a good news story that we saved the taxpayers money. To your statement on our accounting procedures, do those need to be looked at so that those funds old funds aren't sitting out there? Absolutely, and we're committed to that.
Thank you. Following up, given these funds are well on their way to being reprogrammed, does the Corps plan to return any funds to those districts? What's your plan there? And if so, what would that timeline be?
To make sure I understand the question correctly, the districts had no uses for these funds, and so as such, we don't plan to return them. If they come up with and say, we do need some of these, we'll work with them to make sure that those projects can be delivered.
Sure. Well, every district has a disaster of some sort at some point, and I suspect that all those Army Corps districts around the country like to be able to have a little flexibility to tap into funding that was allocated specific to projects within their jurisdiction, which is why I asked that question. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I think that exhausts my line of questioning. I yield back.